Well, Australia's two-speed economy is resulting in a growing number of people being left behind, and not surprisingly, they're struggling to cope. In outer city suburbs and in regional centres across the country, individuals and families are living it rough, with tent cities being set up to accommodate them. And as Madeline Kennard reports, some regional centres are experiencing inner-city social problems for the first time.
Just a home and a backyard would be nice.
Rents are just too high. People can't afford it.
I'm one of the ones who's fallen through the cracks.
The housing crisis and homelessness, a city problem that's spreading into the regions.
Just think of the kids. Think of the kids, what the kids have been doing, living in tents.
In Muswellbrook, 3 hours north of Sydney, residents left with no other choice are setting up camp permanently.
I'm just an Australian. I'm at the bottom of the scale. I get to hold the ladder, I don't get to climb it.
This is our home, and this is where we come and cook and live. We do have a caravan that we bought after we moved out of our house. We had a garage sale, we sold what we had. We bought a caravan for cheap. It's a big one, but it does need doing up inside.
It's been home for the past 2 months for Jackie, John and their 10-year-old daughter, Ellie Mae. So the three of you sleep in here?
Yes, my husband and I in here, and my daughter's over here.
It wasn't always like this. Jackie and her family once rented a small house. But as the rent kept rising, their pension didn't. They sold everything they owned and moved to the local showground.
At first it was okay. Now it's just starting to get me a bit down. We do have a heater. It's enough to keep the dampness out and the tent dry and keep us warm at night.
Welcome to my nightmare. Well, as you can see, this is the food preparation area. It's also doubles as this is where I live most of the time, near the fire.
Patrick's lived like this for 2 years. With no electricity or water, he pays $35 a week.
What's the worst part about being here?
Self-worth. You get into the rut. There's no way out.
He's applied for hundreds of jobs in the nearby coal mines, only to be rejected.
They say, oh, look, can we fax you something? After you've explained to them you live in a tent. Oh, can you ring us? On what? Oh, don't you have a landline? Didn't I just tell you I lived in a tent?
The rent's too dear here. You couldn't afford to, I couldn't afford to live here on my own. It's just too dear.
Chris says she makes do because there are no incentives to move into a house.
This is my home. This is it. Yep. For $100 a week, so with electricity included. So why would you want to move into town paying $300 or $350 a week, plus electricity, plus gas, plus water?
This is a national housing crisis across regional Australia. It's probably worse in the Northern Territory and Western Australia, but every part of Australia is affected with it.
Australia has a shortage of 493,000 affordable rental properties, and on any given night, 105,000 Australians are homeless. Housing researcher Andrew Beer says it was a problem confined to the cities. Now it's spreading far and wide.
Housing and rents keep on rising, and for many people, incomes are even falling because they're not getting the hours of work they had, or they're being made redundant. Too many people across regional Australia have actually lost their jobs over the last 2 years. If we wake up to this crisis, we can do something about it.
We are experiencing the worst housing affordability since the 90s, and it's only expected to get worse.
No, we're not a third world country by appearance to others. But if we ever wanted to become a third world country, we've certainly got a head start in the way we treat our people.